Welcome to the Craftswoman channel. Let me tell you how I make over $1,000 in sales by doing pop-up events. Sometimes they are indoor, sometimes they are outdoor. I've been vending for over 20 years. I first started out with candles. I started to make candles, and the thing was that you go to different places, you pay them a small fee, and you sell your products and you give 100% of the money. So I have sold at small events, big events. Do want to get a tent? You can get a 10 by 10. This tent is actually a 4 by 6 that I'm going to be using. They also have 5 by 5s, and I've recently saw an 8 by 8. So in some events, outdoor events, they sell half spaces, and the half spaces are usually going to be a 5 by 5 or a 4 by 6. So that's where you can have your smaller tent. And the good thing about getting a smaller space is if it's during a slow season, I always get a smaller space to save money. And of course, in the summertime, that's the waist bead time. That's when I make the bulk of my money. I will always get a 10 by 10 space so that I'll have enough room. But because I am downsizing in the fall and winter months, I want to make sure that I decorate my small space, not so that it looks empty, but it'll still look full. So you're going to need a table, whatever size table that you want. Just make it work for you. Of course, you don't want to get a round table or card tables. I know sometimes when people start out, they will get a card table, but you need a rectangular table. They have 8 foot, 6 foot, 4 foot. Just pick a size that works better for you and pick how many that you want. So like I said, I've been vending for over 20 years off and on. I haven't been doing it consistently. I've had jobs where I didn't do it, but just knowing what I know now, you want to make sure that you have a nice setup, because having a nice setup is going to attract people to come over to your space. You also want to be thinking about the weather. Of course, when it's raining, you probably don't want to vend, but sometimes you do vend at events that are rain or shine, which means that they will not cancel the event if it is raining. So if it is raining, you want to make sure that you get your tarps. Don't sell things that will be ruined by the rain, or you can cover them. Like if you're selling clothing, you can cover them. I sell books and I can cover them, but usually I just try not to even sell them, because one drop of rain water can totally damage the books. So make sure that you're also looking at the person who is having the event. Make sure that they are marketing. Of course, you're working as an entrepreneur, so you do want to promote your business on your own. But you want to look at the events that do bring the crowds that is for your brand. You can have an event where there's thousands of people, but if those people are not fit for your brand, you're just not going to make money. That's just the reality. So you want to pick organizers that actually care, and they're not just in it for the money, because you want to make sure that everything is professional, is smooth, nobody is being rude, and they actually appreciate you because you are a customer. And it's just so many good things that can come about when you work with an organizer who actually cares about the vendors and are just not in it for the money, because you do have a lot of people who are in this pop-up shop business as another hustle, another scam. They're just trying to get some money. So yeah, I have gotten scammed out of money a few times, because there was one event that I showed up to and there was nobody there, and the person Did not want to give me my money back, and I had to go through so many things. Now, if there's an event that says no refunds, and then they'll apply your money to the next event, I don't have a problem with that. But if you're going to just say you're not going to give me my money back and not have the event, that's not going to work. So this tent is about up. It'll be up. You got to make sure that you get some weights. So it's your discretion to how many weights you want to use. If it's extremely windy day, you do want to make sure that you have weights, because you do not want your tent to keep falling down. And not only your tent, it can actually be dangerous. Like I have actually lost a tent in an event where there was a thunderstorm, tornado warning, and the organizers still had the event, and my tent blew away and it was totally destroyed. And of course, you have to have your own insurance. A lot of times they're not going to replace anything that's damaged. The organizers are not going to replace anything that has been damaged during the event. That particular organizer did cancel the event during the middle of the storm after everything had pretty much been destroyed, and they gave us a full refund. So make sure that you set your tables up. Figure out how you want to set them up, L shape, U shape, or if you just want to have one, because I try to make less is more. Even though the things that I do have, like the signs, they don't weigh a lot and they don't take up a lot of space. So I'll have signs out, and signs are good because you end up repeating yourself when someone is asking about a certain product. And I have signs that explains what waist beads are. I have a sign that explains what a V-steam is. Even though the sign is there, sometimes reading is not fundamental. People do not want to read. You still have to repeat yourself. And some people are introverted. They don't really want to talk to you, but they do want to know what your products are about. So you can find them just staring and reading about the products that you have. So I think it's good to have literature out, different signs explaining what you have. I just recently bought the whiteboard where I write stuff on it as far as sales and different products that I have. And I think that does help with sales from those people who are just walking by and don't want to actually say anything. They may just want to purchase and just read what you have. So bracelets are a big seller. I also sell anklets. And so I talk about in my vending class how you should have like a really low cost product. You know how when you're at the store, at the register, they always have like a lot of small things at the front that people will buy that they forgot that they needed, or they're just buying it because it's there. It's like, it's just a way to get additional sales. So selling bracelets and anklets is really good when you're selling waist beads. And I actually started selling the bracelets and the anklets because people who bought the waist beads were actually asking me for it. You also want to keep your head on a swivel, watch your clients. Don't trust anybody really, because people do steal, unfortunately. It's very unfortunate. People do steal. So the small items like the baby bracelets, I try to keep them up high. I used to have them a little lower, like as in the children's eye, on the children's eye level. But I took that up. I brought it up to where the adults could actually be able to choose the products to help to avoid theft. Also, be mindful of your neighbors. Most likely you're going to be set or located next to somebody, positioned next to somebody else. So you don't have to be overly, superly friendly and talkative, but you can just be cordial with your client because that is your neighbor. You are sharing the space together. You're at the same event. You can actually get like a divider. I have a divider. Sometimes you just want to make your own square. You want to just solidify your own personal space or professional space. So it's good to get some type of wall divider if you want. And it's really good. Sometimes neighbors are just not the best. You always want to be early to the events because you can get those extra sales. So if it is any way at all possible for you to come early, it's going to be easier for you to set up. You don't have to worry about all of the confusion and the chaos that can occur when it's so many vendors that are setting up at the same time. And be meticulous about your stuff. Actually look at everything. Make sure things are color coordinated or price coordinated, that there's some type of organization that's happening in basically your store. When you go to the supermarkets, the department stores, you can see things are organized, things are divided in a certain way. And you don't want to be looking shabby just because you are a vendor and you are not in a store. You're still a small business owner. You're still an entrepreneur, and you can make just as much money as anybody who has a store. And I heard someone try to down people who I actually met this person at a vending event. And of course, there was some money spent. I eventually patronized her business, and she talked down about people who are vending, saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna get a vendor booth." But being a vendor is nothing to be ashamed of. It's actually something to be proud of, because you're sometimes next to those multinational $1 billion companies like Walmart, Kroger, State Farm, Keller Williams. Yes, they come and vend at these same events that us crafters are vending at. So there's nothing to be ashamed about when you are setting up and being a vendor. You meet people. Sometimes they are lifelong relationships. You can have a personal relationship with them, or they can become your best customer because you decided to set up at a pop-up shop. And these are people that would have never known you had you not set up at this pop-up shop. Yes, you can meet people on social media. You can do social media marketing, email marketing, all that good stuff. But meeting people face to face, to me, is going to be the best marketing strategy that you can have. People may forget your name. They may forget your business name, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And sometimes they don't even forget your product. So you want to make sure that you're out here and you're making a name for yourself and a brand for yourself. You'll be surprised that the people that I've met in different places that have actually purchased my book on Amazon. And it's like, wow, I actually get to meet you in person. It was just like such a coincidence. So vending at pop-up shops is going to be number one top tier when it comes to building your brand, in my opinion. So you want to make sure you have a variety of products or that is centered around your brand, or you just want to, sometimes people just have one product. Like there's this toy called the spinner. The spinners, like, it was people that was just selling out of spinners. Like, if there's something trendy, people just, go buy a bunch wholesale and just sell them and make the money that way. So it's up to you what all you want to sell, but just make sure that you have your space looking nice and neat. Sometimes I have had a rug on the floor and people like, can I stand on it? But the rug was there just to make people feel a little more comfortable and homey because they are stepping into your space. So make sure that your space is looking welcoming, not looking shabby, not looking raggedy, not looking like a thrift store, a secondhand store. You want your stuff, your products, to look as nice as possible. And if you are promoting your service, you just want the initial look, the impression, to be a good impression. And don't sleep on wearing a uniform. I do notice that I get more sales when I wear my company shirt, my brand shirt, instead of just regular clothes. Now, if I wear regular clothes and it's really nice And when I have assistants, we're all color coordinated. That seems to me gives off a better professional aura. Even though we're not like in a corporate building, we're outside right now. But even if you're in different buildings that have pop-ups, you just want to look the best that you can. I feel like you shouldn't look like you need the money. You should look like you already have the money. So try to, you don't have to have all the labels and all of the brand names, but always look presentable, like iron your clothes. Make sure that you're not looking like a bum. You're not looking like a person who doesn't have a home or a person who doesn't have a business. So make sure that you're looking the best that you can look. Now, if you have waist beads, you do want to get a rack. Anything that you sell, you want to make sure you have some type of way to display them so that people can easily see them and nothing is hidden. You don't want to hide any products that are actually for sale. Have them out so that people can look at them. You can have the prices out there. It's best to have a price list or prices somewhere that's visible, because some people do buy based on price. So sometimes if they don't even want the product, but they see that it's a low price, they will go ahead. The customer may go ahead and purchase just because they see the price of like, oh, these are just $5. These are just $1. Oh, this is just $10. Oh, let me just go ahead and get it. But they really didn't even intend on purchasing it. So you have to learn different sales strategies when you are selling. Of course, you want to set up your payment processing machine, which one you choose to use. You want to make sure you have that charged up. Some events do have electricity available, so you can bring your own extension cord. Make sure you have cash as far as change, because people still do pay with cash. You can accept whatever type of Zelle, CashApp, Venmo, whatever you prefer. You can accept one of those. If you are going to take cash, I will suggest that you do use a counterfeit marker, or if you're just good and you can tell when it's a fake dollar bill, you're good. Just be mindful that people do have counterfeit dollars out here. So the other products that I sell are body products, body scrubs, V-steams. So those products go along with my brand, even though Waistbeads is the number one seller. That is what I sell the most of. Just getting all these extra upsells, it helps like with the bottom line. So you want to have different prices available. So I have really inexpensive waist beads and I have expensive waist beads, and they vary depending on the size of the beads, the type of beads that they are. But so I have some really cheap budget items, and I have some luxury items, just to make sure that I am able to get people in different income tax brackets and people who are trying to spend different amounts of money. And if someone doesn't want to buy your product, I'm personally, I don't hassle people, because there's other people that are interested in my products, and I know that I have good products. So if someone doesn't want to buy something, I just, I don't even say anything. I don't even waste my time most of the time. Sometimes I will, give a few, try to say a few things to get them to buy, but I'm definitely not I don't take an aggressive sales position. If you don't want to buy it, I'm not going to waste my time talking to you anymore. Someone else will come up and they'll be interested, and we can sell them to them. So not only do I have tie-on waist beads, I also always have elastic waist beads. It's only because it sells, and that's what people like. I personally don't wear elastic waist beads. I only wear tie-ons, but some people only wear elastic waist beads. So that's one of the waist beads that I provide. I also have the screw-on waist beads. So there's different types: tie-on, screw-on, and stretchy. So having different types is going to help with your sales. You want to keep track of your money. So each time, I don't know, whatever type of way you want to write it down, old fashioned or keep it in the system, you want to make sure that you are keeping track of how much money you're making, because it can give you motivation. It can be depressing sometimes, but it can just make you, think about what you want to do to increase your sales, because we're out here to make money. We're not out here to be seen. We're not out here to, yes, we do want to meet people and make connections, but we are out here to make money. We've already spent a lot of money buying the products. We've spent a lot of money getting the booth space. So we want to make sure that, yes, making a profit is our number one concern, is our number one target. And then we also want to create those long lasting relationships, so we don't have to keep paying for new clients, but we can just continue to make money off of returning clients. So when you do good things happen to you. I've had so many people come back and tell me how they enjoyed the products, and they will be coming back and they will be bringing more people. And so it is definitely a joy vending out here in these streets. If you want me to come to an event, email me or email contact@thecraftswombman.com. If you want any of these products, you can go to craftswoman.com. Also subscribe to my email list so you can find out about events and free classes that I have coming up. If you go to the website, you just hit contact and enter in all your information. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let us know, what did you think about this video?